What is up, guys? It's your boy Colossal Bomba. Today we'll be showing you guys some secrets, like just around this building here. You can go around and you can find a gold coin. It's amazing. Over here you talk to Mr. Extry and he will give you 3 gold coins just for talking to him in dialogue. For this next boss, what's really helped me was as soon as they drop down, they're going to run in any direction you are. So if you're on the right side, they drop down, they're running straight to where you are. So that's one thing that really helped me out on this fight, just making sure that, like they're dropping down, they're coming in my direction, and just getting that parry off. This isn't the traditional fights, so it's really just a parry off, which I really did enjoy, and that's basically how you do that. For this next one, it's basically this huge horse donkey troll. For him, he has certain attacks. His rush attack, like that, is really what you're going to be waiting for, as well as if you're close enough, he will do an upper slash attack. But like I said, his rush attack, you will get off 3 parries. He's a little annoying. He will taunt you basically the whole game until he's actually ready to attack. So it's more like the waiting game, patience. But, if you're really close to him, he will do his upward swords attack and you'll be able to get off 1, sometimes 2 parries. That, there you go. You get 1, you kind of get 2, but it's very fast recovery time. So I definitely try to wait for those rushes as well, where you can jump over him and get like 3 good smacks off. So I'll let you enjoy the rest of this, guys, and you guys kind of see it for yourself. Hope you guys are having a great time with this DLC.
Yeah, this horse is such a troll. Getting close. I feel like the next one is. Let's go.
Start hearing the heroes music, that's when you... For this one, it's really about taking your time. I was really kind of trying to rush this, but basically when you parry the head, it leaves the candles open and you kind of collect all the lit candles. He turns back into like kind of that pink parry thing, so you parry him again, kind of run through all the candles and then kind of repeat. There'll be more and more candles every time, but like I said, take your time with this. Definitely use the table to jump down if you need to. A lot of those floating balls all around, which was really like probably the hardest part for me, because sometimes you'll parry him and the head won't disappear or land right where you parry, or sometimes the balls will kind of put you in a place where it's really hard for you to maneuver. So definitely use the table, definitely take your time on this one, and just try to be a little versatile, you know what I mean, get some groovy with it. It's not the craziest boss, pretty fun, pretty lit. Enjoy it and enjoy the rest of this video, and you can kind of see what I did there. Hopefully it's not giving you too much trouble, guys.
Oh, God. Let's go.
This next boss was definitely one of my favorites in the DLC, especially music-wise. So basically, for the bombs, you can kind of just get right next to them and dash out the way to get them out of your way. There's going to be a lot of off-screen, in-screen things just kind of coming into fray. So what I like to do is kind of just use the chaser and stay where he isn't. You can kind of just stay in one spot as long as you're watching your background, and if he comes through, you can kind of just jump down. But it's basically just making sure you're hitting all the things that are appearing. There's a lot of things coming up at once. A lot of the people come from behind the screen into screen, so that's another thing you should really watch out for. But you're kind of just this first main thing is kind of just staying out of his way and making sure you're just giving him the sauce while watching your back and enjoying this beautiful music. So after he's out of the way, what really helped me out was the invincibility dash here. When I didn't have it, I mean, I kind of just, would follow the red. But if you do have the invincibility dash and the cloud dash, you can kind of just dash right through the red, which saves a lot of time and gives you more time to kind of just like stay on her, which is in the middle. But be careful you're not staying in the middle too much because, like I said, those off-screen people that you see who are just kind of bouncing on and off screen will kind of like come to you wherever you are if you stay too long. But after she's tarnished, we stay on this man. Now be very careful. If he's putting his beak or his whatever anteater thing in the left side, don't go to the left side. If he's putting it in the right side, then that means then the beaks are going to be coming out the right side. So you kind of just want to stay on the section that he's not putting his beak in while making sure that that dust bunnies doesn't smack you. But I kind of just go left, and then, you know what I mean, he does his little thing, hit to the right, make sure that the long tongue doesn't hit you. It's a kind of a long segment, but with a little bit of help you can do it. With a little bit of patience you can do it. So you see, kind of just, hopping back, hitting that, going to the left side, making sure that ball is out of there, watching out for the tongue, and I'll let you guys finish. But the most important thing in this fight is after him, it is not over. I celebrated when I beat him because I thought it was over, and I ended up getting clapped. So make sure that you cap out that snail after you beat this guy, or you will be in for a bad time. Now, I'm not going to lie, this guy can be a little bit much, but one thing that really helps me out is switching out from the regular shooter to the chaser. The main thing about this first part is going to be the gnomes. If the gnomes are under you, they'll shoot a beam at you, they'll climb up the tower, try to hit you with a hammer. The gnomes are insane. So especially for this part, switch to the chaser. It'll like smack those gnomes out of there real quick, switch back to the regular shooter, and that will give you the the hard damage to kind of just make it go a little faster. So I just kind of stick with the shooter. It made this actually go pretty fast. The second part is very tricky, but I've learned to try to stay on, I guess, the receiver's end. So whoever's receiving the ball, or even throwing the ball sometimes, I'll try to go to that side. Again, I'm using that invincible dash to kind of like help out with some of those things that are spawning, as well as like them trying to throw that ball at me. Hit the super right there. You can save it, but for me, I was just like, I wanted to get through this part a little faster because it could be a little bit much. So like I said, I'm going to the right side. He's throwing the ball, hitting the left, and always making sure. This is a hard one because you have to look up as well as looking down. So make sure you're doing that. After that, he will be tarnished, and that boy will have the monkeys. Now, for this part, you're going to just stick with the damage. If he throws a chicken bone or meat into any of those skulls, like, that platform is going to be gone. So if he's throwing or spitting the chicken bone into any platform, just remember that that platform is not there. What you're basically going to be wanting to do is find one that you can parry, like I just did, and it'll reset the floor. So you're just basically resetting the floor, watching out for the left and right side from those things that be coming off screen, and watching where he's spitting those chicken bones. Now for this guy, I like to start off with the chaser, just because there's a lot of those icicle things for the Ice King. Just kind of come at you really fast. There's a lot of things coming, plus he's going kind of back and forth. So it's kind of hard to like take the time to, use your strong shooter to kind of like aim at him. So I kind of just stick with just this damage. I try to leave it on. Watch out for the fish. He'll hit you with the fish if you're under him. Some people have some trouble with those icicles. Right until they like immediately spawn, they're following you. And right when he changes, I try to go under him to get some extra damage while he's floating. So while he's floating there off the change, I kind of just like smack them out a little bit. For the refrigerator, stay close because I notice for the fridge, the icicles will come closer and it's better to dodge them when the icicles bounce closer to the fridge. So I kind of run up to the fridge when it happens to give myself a little more room to dodge those. He will do that roll, jump sometimes. You can kind of dash, invincibility dash out of it, but worst case scenario, you can either jump it or under jump it. And watch out for the legs, so those will hit you. This, I kind of just stay on the platform. Uh, Hitting the special in the beginning really helps, makes it a lot less. I definitely switch to the chaser for a lot of these because it'll let you just kind of keep your balance, keep your footing. That eyeball, you just kind of go over it, listen for the sound for when it's about to be electric. These little, I don't know, like pails that he sends out, wherever they go, stars will come after. So just follow that. You just kind of look around. There's a lot of things going on, but the chaser here really helps. Just make sure you're keeping your balance. Make sure you're just looking at all the things that are coming off screen, and you will get that. Now for a little secret, if you buy that relic for 1 coin, you can go over to these guys and you kind of talk to them in orders like first, second, and third. And like the first will say, "Oh, I went top right," or "I went bottom right." I went, you know what I mean? They'll say something that shows some type of order. You'll come back to this grave site and you'll start at the middle grave. That's your starting point. So the first one said he's on the right, hit the right. Go back to the middle. The second one said he was left up, so hit the left up. The third one was down right. So as using the middle as your starting, that is how you unlock this amazing secret boss. Now for this boss, the invincibility dash is your best friend. You're basically going to be going left and right, watching out for the electricity at the bottom of the cloud, as well as that like fire column that comes back. So I'm really going left and right, dodging those bullets, jumping, making sure that I'm like dashing through the fire column, as well as dashing through the cloud if need be. The cloud was definitely the thing that kept getting me like nearly killed. So be very careful. You can jump on top of the cloud, but like going over it, there's so many things going on with those fireballs. But guys, we're gonna just be dashing left, and then like jumping a little bit, dashing right, jumping a little bit, dashing left, and just kind of like making sure we're not in one place for too long while just kind of watching everything. One thing that really helped me for this is kind of just moving. There's just things happening all over the place. So moving definitely is just, the moving and the invincibility dash is key. Invincibility dash especially because dodging that fire column is insane, honestly. But with the invincibility dash, it makes it a lot more manageable, I'd say. This definitely has to be one of my favorite bosses too. You got like the cause character in the background or something. It's just top tier. Very amazing. I love it.
I'm saving
Book fight. One of the best pieces of advice I can give you is to make sure you're watching those tennis balls, because those tennis balls can really mess you up. As well as when he does this bone trick, to remember that the bones come at you with the tennis balls and then they come back. Now that was the biggest thing for me, how those bones come back. That was getting me a lot. So we're just gonna kind of like stay on this man. We're gonna keep it there. If he's gonna pull up on the side of you, just make sure that you know he's either gonna do the bone or he's gonna do the cat. So get ready to duck. Here goes the cat. Gonna duck and shoot. And I kind of go back and forth from the chaser to the regular one, just because the regular one does a little more damage when he's above me. But for this one, this is the most important. This is a secret. You basically have to hit these things, not to kill, but until all the smoke coming out of their jetpack is like black smoke. So the hardest part is not to kill them, but I kind of just follow, and whatever one comes above me, that's the one that I shoot with my chaser. So I'm not like smacking a bunch of the other ones to kill them. So we got one down, and you'll hear the sound for it too. But you see, we got two in smoke. We're gonna do few hits, just so we're not killing anyone. Few hits, few hits, We're gonna wait until ours comes back around. Few hits, and now they're all, that's like a secret phase, and by doing that the boss doesn't do its upside down thing, and it's kind of like a little bit of an easier phase, honestly, if you ask me. I definitely recommend this because she can be a little crazy, and then it's kind of basically just about the same. Like when you see her, I try to switch to the regular to give her a little bit of regular damage, if I can give her a little super damage as well, but mainly I'm using the chaser if I don't see her initially. Like, you know what I mean? To kind of just mess up while going back and forth on the plane just to try to dodge anything that might be coming. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not sure. Going left and right will help, but for me, it was just giving me a little more time to dodge those pineapples and stuff. This phase isn't the longest, but it is kind of longer than I would have expected. Right when I was like, oh man, this is taking a while, it ended. So definitely just persevere, guys. I had to use a genie for this one. So if you guys need to, shake that genie lamp, and hopefully Will Smith doesn't slap you in the face. But basically, just keep the damage up, guys. You guys can do it. All it takes is practice. Now, you guys can see me doing this, be like, dang, he's pretty good, or like, I'll never be there. I was complete garbage, guys. On this stream, on Twitch, I died so many times, but honestly, it was a great time, and you know, we all gotta start somewhere. This next boss is basically about vigilancy. Like, when she shoots those inks, you kind of just have to make sure you're dodging that. Watch out for the crows. The crows will drop dynamite that breaks into smaller dynamite, that breaks into smaller dynamite. There's like these small horses that pass by that kind of just spit at you from direction. So it's a lot of just like extra things. She'll pull, which is like a one direction thing. You kind of just face down, and then this one you kind of just dodging. I like the invincibility dodge, like the smoke dodge on this too, because sometimes, not all the times, they will give it to you and let you phase through some things. So you're kind of just, you know, making sure you're dodging those things. When the safes drop, you just make sure you know that the items will be coming out of the safe that dropped. And for this one, it's pretty fast, I'm not gonna lie, but for this one, I tried to just stay kind of on her a little bit while keeping my distance, so I'm like kind of close to her, but not too close, so I'm not smacking into every wiener dog, you know what I mean? Waiting for that parry for the meats, staying back, going up to her when I can, and then the meats. Now for this part, you have to go in between those sausage links, but be very careful because sometimes when you're coming back in, there's just like unavoidable things when you're coming back in. So be very careful, guys. We're going to go in and out, in and out. Parry, in, out, hitting our specials as much as we can. Out, in, out. And it's very finicky sometimes when passing through, so be very careful, guys. For this next boss, he was actually pretty interesting. I had a really good time fighting him. But for this one, it's parry, parry, parry. And basically, like, sometimes carrying one head from one side to the other. So you see, first, if you can get like 2 or 3 off in the beginning, that's amazing. But the main part of the game is not only carrying those heads across the screen, but right in front of your character, those little bits of fire or sparks that come out of his thing, that is what gets you killed. Or at least for me, it was so hard because you're looking up, but you're also looking down. So keep that in mind, that you have to just make sure you're not looking up too much. You're still looking down to catch those sparks right before they hit you, or be careful you're not landing on them. Some advice I can get you is really just keep your eyes on the spark. Wait for your perfect chance. Like sometimes it'll be ahead and it's there and it's like, oh, this is perfect, and it's not too, you know, far from you. But at the same time, like going for that head could mean you landing on a spark. So it's really about patience. It's all about patience and using your parry to the max, basically. Now this is another boss that wasn't too bad, but honestly, same thing, just parrying, making sure you're hitting those things that come on the side, and then kind of just making sure you're hitting those cannons. The cannons won't always be facing the right direction, but for me, I always try to make sure that I'm smacking them. It's a little bit of the waiting game, but if you can just keep smacking those things while dodging the things from above you, and then remember to parry those. I don't even know, those chess pieces when they come in. You're good, honestly. Wait for the direction of those cannons. If you miss, it's okay. There's three other cannons, so you know what I mean. If you miss one, the other one might be lined up. You can go and get your thing. But yeah, just stay looking up when those things happen, when she's dropping all those items. Just always keep in mind from the left or the right that those things will come, so it's going to be a very quick parry. And she actually doesn't take that much damage, and honestly, I'm just really loving the boss fight too. It's the animation is top tier. Now this is a pretty fantastic boss fight. There's gonna be a lot of things going down. This man is murdering food, but we're gonna kind of just keep it pushing. We're gonna use that invincibility dash when we can. Be careful of those limes; they come crazy. Ice cubes, all those things. But the real thing to really be worried about is the strawberries, the limes, and that little fire. You can see the fire just staying on the screen. He's basically gonna be there for most of the boss fight. So be very careful of that fire and always kind of look where it is. The strawberries are a little annoying to dodge, especially when they're like comboed with the limes. So again, the dash really helps keep your eye on that fire, and the first phase you'll get through pretty seamlessly. For the second phase, just hit the salt shakers. The fire in the middle is literally just going to be so annoying. You're literally going to just, don't even worry about the top right and the top left salt shaker. For me, just the left and right salt shaker really helped me out, and kind of just keeping my footing on staying right where I am, and kind of like moving around, like, okay, dodge to the left, hit the salt shaker on the left, dodge to the right, hit the salt shaker on the right, you know what I mean? While just making sure that the salt shaker on the top left and top left right, because they'll be shooting some things at you. You just have to make sure that you're watching the top right and the top left while serving damage to the left and right salt shakers. So after we get done with those salt shakers, be careful, because you can spawn right on that saw. Be very careful. We're going to keep the chaser on, and we're just going to go. He bounces, you go under. He bounces, you go under. And it's a pretty quick phase, actually. And for this one, it's actually pretty easy. You're just going to keep going. Don't take any chances, just go. As soon as you see the jump option, jump. You can parry the heart, but you don't have to. It's just going to be all about damage. Attack the heart, attack the heart, attack the heart, attack the heart. While keep jumping while attacking the heart with the chaser. And that's it, guys. You've beaten the delicious last course. I hope this really helps you guys out. I'm not gonna lie, like I said, it was pretty crazy getting through this, but I'm having a great time playing this DLC. It was so fun, honestly. The time that they put into this, the pricing, like, honestly, I cannot be more happy. You can go check me out on Twitch, Colossal Bomba, but at the end of the video, I will have a list of some Twitch and YouTube fam for you guys to follow. I hope you guys really had a great time. If I even helped one person, that really does help me out. It just makes me feel like mad happy. Again, I'm new to this whole YouTube thing, so thank you guys so much for just every like, every subscribe, every freaking sub, every comment. Just glad you guys woke up today, and wish you guys nothing but the best. Mean mugs, full glasses, guys. Go out there and get her done. Here is the list of Twitch and YouTube homies. Definitely give them a follow, guys. They're amazing. Sub, follow. It's the game.